It isn't always Shakespeare, but it's genuine. It's a life.
I'm not gonna make it. You're gonna have to go on without me.
Welcome back to Not Gonna Make It. We're here. Both of us are here, actually, thanks to me. Thanks to me. In no part of me being here is thanks to Joe. Absolutely zero. I'm here with Joe. Joe, how does it feel to be back?
Feels pretty good.
I'd imagine. For those that don't know, Joe was taken. Joe was kidnapped. I guess there's no better way than to start at the beginning. Joe ran afoul some trouble. Joe got himself involved with the wrong people. It happens to many Americans because many Americans are not the right people. And that's not a stance on immigration yet. But many Americans do things the wrong way, right? Many Americans don't really think things through. And Joe found himself with a group of these like-minded individuals. I'm speaking, of course, about the January 6th riots, the insurrection that took place. Joe was there. Joe was an early believer in QAnon. Joe may be becoming a Scientologist, actually. There's a lot of forces at play. The battle for Joe's eternal soul has begun. And there's many players. There's many different forces afoot here. And not the least of which was QAnon. They got him good, okay? Joe was at the insurrection. Joe, why don't you go ahead and play some of the footage? Start at the beginning and play some of the footage from when you were at January 6th.
I think I'm somewhere scattered throughout here.
Now, Joe had on just black garb, of course, as he was instructed.
Dressed as the founding father guy.
No. That would be fun. That would be cool.
That guy's not that into it.
Dude, that guy still tweets. The problem is what this did is it gave too many retards a voice. Nobody's saying the same thing. They're not chanting together. There's no unity. This is what confusion looks like on a mass scale, right? You take the most confused people and you get them to march up the stairs. They start going crazy. Oh, is there gas? They're gassing them now.
I imagine a lot of them have really bad knees. Like they're just knees.
Dude, what's hilarious is all of these people should support Medicare for all, and they just don't. There are stairs. They did not have to climb those.
It's like World War Z when the zombies climb over the wall.
This is just blue-collar workers showing off. Oh, my goodness. And that's a cop there who helped him over. What's recently been declassified, Kash Patel, if you believe anything an Indian will tell you, is that Nancy Pelosi had a part in this. I believe it because it's bad theater.
They're all just LARPing as revolutionists.
Yes, well, you were too. Bear that in mind. Joe often dissociates. He's unable to distinguish the man that he is now from the actions that now seem reprehensible to him. Here at Not Gonna Make It, we believe in zero forms of political violence, okay? And this is very clearly a form of political violence. I mean, they're goofballs. They're not good at it, but...
That guy has knee pads on.
Well, they planned for this. He just left the job site from standing around on the highway collecting checks for 3 years to do a quarter-mile stretch of the highway. One guy's got a megaphone. You'd think more of them would have megaphones. I love how they just let the peacekeepers through.
Is that what those?
It looked like it was.
Yeah.
Thank you. You got it, bud. And it is crazy when you do think that all these people were right. That the election was stolen from Trump. All the evidence that's come out lately has just gone to show that he was kind of right about all this deep state shit.
Yeah.
You know, they really were treading on the will of the people. And what's fucked up is it would be over with now if they would have just let him do his 2 terms.
It would, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Instead, now
he's coming back with a vengeance.
Dude, he may run again. He may suspend all the shit. Or we got J.D. Vance.
Yeah. He might jump in there.
Dude, all these people were pissed off about Mike Pence. Do you remember that?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
That was his running mate.
I mean, we're getting in, so at least we're making some headway.
Yeah, what did it feel like to cross that threshold?
It felt like being a part of history in a historical setting. Double history.
Felt like being a part of history in a historical setting. Yeah, you're in the nation's capital.
Evacuated all of the senators and House representatives. We have done our job. Now they're closing the exits and they're going to arrest everybody that's inside. Okay? So we've done our job. Let's step outside. Let's be peaceful and let's go sing the national anthem.
They need to string that guy up by a lamppost. They're going to hang. Dude, that's how you know that these guys weren't bout it. What do you mean? We've evacuated all the senators. No, we're here because the senators suck.
Let's go out there and sing the national
2020, the
anthem.
sequel. Dude. If the dudes who dumped tea in the harbor could see this, they would be like, what the fuck is even going on? First of all, you got black people here with you. And I don't agree with the Founding Fathers, you know? I would say they're wrong about that.
Yeah, that one issue, though, right?
Well, they've been wrong about a couple things. But, then they would be like, what are these devices everyone's holding up? It's like you got to explain cell phones to them now. They're like, USA. Did they even say USA back then, or were they straight up United States of America? It seems like they were more proper back then.
Probably.
Like
abbreviations.
Yeah, they'd be like, these people are lazy. This guy's getting... What is he doing?
I think he got tear gas.
Yeah, but he's rubbing it on his forehead like he's taking a shower.
He thinks he has hair, I think is what's going on there.
That's laughing gas. That's laughable gas.
They put laughing gas on all of them.
It is hilarious that they couldn't even unite on, like, flags. Like, everyone's got their own individualized merchandise. The smoke alarm's going off. Make a hole, he's injured. We are one. Oh, yeah, go ahead and stick that up next to the broken window.
He couldn't get it to stay. Whoa!
Hot chick, Instagram post.
Whoa!
There we go. They arrested her. Dude, there are lesbians running through that. Until Trump pardoned them all, dude, they were fucking... I met another Jan 6er at an open mic, Robert Rabiglia. Robert Rebagilla, actually. And he was pardoned twice by Trump because he went in and out twice. He went out to smoke and then went back in. So they charged him for it twice under Biden's presidency. Biden's DOJ prosecuted these retards.
So much paperwork.
Dude, yeah. You know how many people got paid for working cases where all they had to do was be like, well, we got you on camera because every single one of you had an iPhone.
They were pinging the IPs, like if your cell phone pinged in the Capitol.
Well, dude, what's fucked up is this guy, I asked him, I was like, well, what, did you buy into QAnon and shit like you did? And he was like, no, I was in town for like a conference. I wanted to see what was going on. It was like a big crowd over there. Freedom! Gotta love that. Jackie. USA, 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 USA. That's very clearly a federal operative. Yeah. There's like 250 of these people are federal operatives. Yeah. What's been declassified. Well, it doesn't. No, it takes a majority of retards and just a few carefully placed federal operatives to get all these people locked up. And to get an entire voter base, all the Democrats, they view these people as insurgents, and they view all Republicans as extensions of these people. Yeah. In fact, they view Republicans as these people that could not afford plane tickets.
The situation you caused here, sir, all this violence and everything was 100% unnecessary, okay? Now we got a girl that's shot. She's dead, laying on the ground in there. We're all crying like we can't save her.
This guy doesn't look like he's crying.
Blood is on your hands, Mike Pence.
It's all on Mike Pence? What the fuck?
I heard that too, but I thought it was a rumor.
Joe's actually off camera right now talking to the guy in the red hoodie, talking to the federal informant there.
Of these traitors out, which is what should be done, then we will.
Then we will what? Hang on, pause. Pause that. Then we will what? That perfectly encompasses what was wrong with January 6th. I'm going to be honest here, folks. Everyone on Twitter who has a problem with January 6th also cheers for the violent insurrection of government officials. They just weren't on the Make America Great Again side. I get it. It's been bastardized by also inflated policies that don't work necessarily. We're heading into one of the worst recessions that we've ever seen, and it's not in no part to Trump's economy. You know, a lot of it has to do with Biden's policies, but there could have been more done to cut unnecessary spending. There could have been more done to put money in the pockets of American workers. But this is the issue with a great deal of people, is they can tell that something is wrong. They want to get Mike Pence out there. They want to beat him bloody. And they want to string him up in front of the Capitol. And they want to hang him so high it decapitates him like a Mortal Kombat fatality where it's just his head and spine. And then like loose meat falls off like a black guy making a barbecue video. It just fall right off the bone, baby.
A Salt Bay video with like a politician.
Yeah. But but the issue is, and this also extends back to the French Revolution, where like people like idolize and glorify it, but these people, they just knew that things weren't right. They didn't have good ideas to follow that up. You can't replace an imperfect system with no system or a worse system. You can't have people who don't know anything about running systems to run systems. Then we will. What? What are you going to do? Then we will what? Please. Tell me something. Tell me what you're going to do. Listen here. My bank account, the way it's set up, I got a checking and a saving. And they just start running Kevin Hart bits. They don't know anything. They just consume Netflix. And they just happened to show up. They were pissed off. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed. Government shut down. You know, there were no bomb-sniffing dogs on my way to get here. Yeah, I took drugs here. Give a fuck about the TSA. Dude, they weren't even working, dude. I had shit in my pockets. I went through the thing. Yeah, give me the cancer. Don't touch me, homo. And then they're like, do you have something in your pocket? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, could you take it out? I'm like, yeah, here it is. They're like, it's just notepads. It's like the notepads are like, it just says the list. The list just says Jews, Indians, cyclists, trans. Could be communities I'm trying to uplift. It just says the list, but he doesn't ask any questions, dude. He's not even getting paid right now. Air traffic controllers. I guess last night in Atlanta, they had to shut down the fucking flights out of Atlanta because somebody passed gas in the air traffic control room.
Someone farted so bad.
They said that it smelled like gas, that there was a gas leak. They had to evacuate, but then they couldn't find what was wrong. Somebody just ripped ass. They took it as an excuse to leave because the government shut down.
Jesus, Kevin, what did you eat? I'm getting out of here.
That's what I'm saying. You can't replace like a system that has some flaws with like whatever these guys think is best. These guys being Joe. He's an idiot.
I was a part of them. They had some good ideas. They never fully stated them, but most of it was pointing out bad ideas of others.
Go ahead and play the footage. They got a bullshit chant going. They could unite on that. USA was too much, but bullshit, that's one less syllable. Look at how many foreigners are here, too. Might I point out? Too many.
Are there?
Yeah. There's some browns.
What flavor?
Well, it can be hard to tell, but it looked like a Cash Patel. Somebody threw a water bottle. He's closing a door with a broken window, like they're not just going to go through the window. Dude, imagine standing up to these people. Imagine the Capitol Police that, like, weren't let in on the fact that, like, hey, we can let them in and give them weapons and stuff. Like, imagine how scared you'd be. The guy who shot that woman, he was probably horrified.
That guy's in, like, like medieval.
1 dead, 14 injured. I mean, what is... there's worse weekends at a shooting at a HBCU than what happened at fucking January 6th. And they don't make it some big, you know, federal pursuit. And we could, I could pull up the article if you want me to flash that. That's a real thing. Like 14 people shot recently after a football game. We could flash that if deemed necessary if you're calling us racist, but it really happened. I'm not.
That's crazy that, like, hats or just this, you know,
dude,
hats were the sign.
I mean, look at. Dude, that's got to be so fucking rewarding to just gas some tards. Dude, if you're a fucking Capitol Police guy, you can just fucking release the tear gas on them.
That guy's just fogged up.
The guys with the gas masks must feel so vindicated. I wonder if they take it off to get some pussy. They put it on a hot chick. But then you gotta fuck a hot chick who's got a gas mask on.
And rosary in hand, you got it down, man.
Rosary in hand, you got it down, man. Gas them.
Is that a Catholic thing, a rosary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're not familiar with the rosary? There's beads on it. There's beads.
It's like the cross, yeah.
Well, yeah, so it goes down to the cross, but then the beads, like if you're gonna pray the rosary, like each one of the small ones is like a Hail Mary. The big ones are like an Our Father. There's like multiple, so you end up like saying those like, 150 times, like.
Sounds like an exhausting religion.
Dude, I mean, my grandma is like mainlining Catholicism right now. I mean, she has been her entire life, but I mean, every year I've been fooled into like, it might be grandma's last Thanksgiving, and I end up fucking going out, and there's a woman who hardly recognizes me with like 1,000 pictures of Jesus, and she's listening to the Rosary channel on the radio while the Rosary, it's just all Jesus. Good for her.
Yeah.
May God have mercy on her soul.
Oh shit, the cops came out.
Oh yeah, this is where they clash. The Goon Squad. That's what we call them in jail. When the COs get fully armored up and they wear the suits and they have the shields, we call them the Goon Squad. Come to give you booty juice. They shoot you up with some shit that makes you go to sleep. They just stab you in the ass with a needle.
Booty juice?
They get you on the ground, face down, and then it's the biggest muscle. It's an intramuscular drug. It's like Ativan.
Booty juice.
Yeah, dude, you wanna fucking take a nap, dude? You while out in jail, and they give you the booty juice. Make you go to sleep.
So I think the cops were just in the building the whole time, just waiting.
Well, yeah, it takes a lot to put on all that makeup. They got to get all their equipment on and play dress up. Plus, you got, phase 1 is all the cops outside getting people stirred up. Phase 2 is all the cops coming out and going to war with each other.
All right, we got them riled up, guys. Go out there and get them.
Meanwhile, the firefighters, where are they? Somewhere obstructing ice, doing something illegal. Bunch of retards. Never met a cool firefighter.
Is this an anti-firefighter podcast? Is this an anti-firefighter take?
My uncle's a firefighter. If he was cooler, I would be crashing at his place, not on your cuck chair. He'll never watch this. No, we support the firefighters.
Of course.
We back the... What is
red?
Is that the red?
Yeah.
Yeah, I back the red. Fuck the cops. They've resorted to like middle school chants like, we want lunch now. Give us recess. Get the fuck out.
That's baseball. That's literally baseball chants, dude. They're. Who are they fighting with right there?
Yeah, are they encountering immigrants?
Yeah.
It's so confusing. I've never been to Washington, D.C. We should go.
To D.C.?
We should do a live podcast right in front of the Capitol. Right where Pablo Escobar took that picture, we should set up like a...
Oh, yeah, a table
thing.
out there.
Yeah.
That'd be funny. I'm confused at what we were destroying. I think it was like a camera news equipment, it looks like.
Yeah, the media. This is symbolic.
Yeah.
Against the Paraguayans that own the media. The Ugandans with their heavy influence on our media in Hollywood.
That cable's probably pretty expensive, so... I would take that. It's
Oh,
probably
dude,
like
a bunch of these
$30.
guys are thinking about like, oh, we could use that on the job site.
Yeah, yeah. They have a DeWalt radio that someone's just eyeballing.
Hang on, I'm coming back for my tools. See you later, big news. Yeah. Well, this was the rise of independent journalism. Honestly, we are watching news share right now.
Yeah,
News to share right now. An official fuck fake news. I don't know, dude. All news is fake news.
I agree. We are a news outlet. This
Yeah.
podcast is a news outlet.
The number one news outlet. We could just say that. People would be like, where?
Iceland. We produce all the news for Iceland.
Tel Aviv, actually.
They're just chilling, dude.
Well, yeah, it's not a threat anymore. Sun's going down.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's the only revolution where everyone's in bed by 8:30.
Dude, this is so different than Modern Warfare 2. Do you remember, like, when Burger Town had to be held?
Yeah.
Like, do you remember?
I stormed the Capitol in Modern Warfare 2.
Yes, dude. We set the flares up and we got fucking bombs dropped.
Yeah.
It was fucking cool.
What are all those pallets?
Yeah, well, Soros dropped them off earlier that day. Nancy Pelosi was involved in this, according to Kash Patel. Well, I mean, you were there. I mean...
Yeah, man, but I was back at the Holiday Inn Suites by 6:30.
Well, I think that and your connections are a great part as to why you were removed from the January 6th situation pretty well. For those that don't know, Joe used to work at a little laptop shop in Connecticut where his laptop was mixed up with Hunter Biden's. Hunter Biden actually got Joe out of this pickle, out of this predicament. You could turn it off now. You just kept saying, who is Q, you know? And I, at this time, you were almost poached for another podcast. Hunter Biden almost poached Joe for a podcast. He was very connected with them for a period of time. And he was shipped to Ukraine to hide him from prosecution for his crimes during January 6th. I mean, not to get too specific, but Joe was inside the Capitol building, hiding sticks of dynamite in the women's restrooms.
In the women's?
Yeah. Fucking crazy. Misogynist piece of shit. And so fucking Hunter was like, we need to keep him safe. Well, there's only one place we can hide him. There's only one place that I own the country and all of its energy. And my vice president daddy / president daddy. He was president at this time, but he had been running it since he was vice president. He goes, I can keep him safe in the Ukraine. I know some guys who are real handy at keeping a man safe. So you were entrusted, and when I say entrusted, I mean Joe was sold into sexual slavery to the Azov Battalion. The Azov Battalion are a group of Nazi white supremacist Ukrainians that are fighting the Russians on the front line. Because who do you want to fight a war for you? You know, who better at killing people than people who want to kill people? People who are ideologically driven by it. Well, and all those big buff Ukrainian badass men that are Nazis also. They're white supremacists, so don't let them be on the good side of history here. May that be noted. No matter who they're fighting, they're still... Well, and they're just pounding his asshole out into a cake. They're just... Poor Joe was chained to a radiator on a moving train that would go back and forth from Kiev to Donbass. And just the men who returned from battle every night would fuck his ass. While the men that were entering battle for the first time, they would fuck his face. They would fuck his face. And they would stuff him from both ends. And this went on for months. Just months. This poor guy. I mean, he was just filled with semen constantly. It poured from his eyes and his nose, and he was abused. I mean, none of this. Joe, did you ever tell them to stop?
I couldn't talk most of the time.
Okay, well, I guess, whatever. But
they didn't even speak English, so
of course not.
Stop is way different for them.
Sure. I'd imagine. I guess the language barrier would prevent them from knowing that it wasn't consensual.
Yeah.
But I mean, they come from a long line of rapers and pillagers. Mostly rapers. The problem is back in the day, we used to rape and pillage. We, not us operatively, but you get the gist. What happened to the pillage? They say we live in a rape culture or whatever. I see far more pillaging going on. The pillaging, it happens when there's a hurricane or somebody gets killed or, there's injustice. They pillage the TVs. They need the TVs to live. They pillage them. And there's not a lot of rape that happens at those times. Those are key factors for pillaging. The rape exists, I guess, around us at all times, is what they're saying. How come we don't focus more on pillage culture? It's weird that we lump them together. Anyway.
I'm just a thief. I'm not a...
Well, in some cultures, that's far worse. It's far worse.
You get your hands cut off for stealing stuff.
Yeah, listen. In some cultures, if somebody rapes your sister, you go and then you rape their sister.
The old rape from rape tactic.
Revenge rapes. It's a real thing in other countries. It's too many R words back to back.
I'm gonna have to bleep some.
Yeah, maybe, but
there's a whole lot of people who would say that retard is the R word.
My goodness.
Not on this podcast.
Neither one of them are the R word.
Republican.
Dibs. Ron DeSantis. Oh, that's for those that are in the loop, we're at a safe house right now.
With AC as
it's the only thing that this place has, and it's actually broken. It's freezing cold in here in a climate that's supposed to be whatever. Anyway, so he's been violated by many a Nazi. Many a Nazi have entered and cometh and goeth into and out of Joe here. Young Joe never broke again.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I've been looking for him, right? Because I've been on the grind for a long time trying to get this podcast up and running, and it takes a lot. I wrestled him for about 8 months there, and he broke free. The fucking Bidens got their hands on him again, and but that's neither here nor there. That may be edited out. Joe was being violated for so long, and eventually someone else interceded. They got there before I could, and he was purchased by another buyer. And you would hope that it was a benevolent cause trying to rescue Joe from sexual slavery. It was not. It was not. It was the people that just bought Google. It was the people who ran the Nova Music Festival. Not familiar? Do a Google. Do a Joogle. Leave that one in.
Did they buy? I thought they bought TikTok. I didn't think
They bought TikTok. They bought Google.
Oh well, good for them.
Maybe they didn't buy Google, but they did like a huge like multi-million.
Oh, deal. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a scrub. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
That is essentially buying.
yeah, it's. I mean, what do we? Oh, on paper it says it's owned by some Indian guy. Okay. Whatever. Anyway, in any regard, they stepped in. They bought Joe, and it's interesting. I could make him pull up the receipt, but I don't think it's worth subjecting him to that sort of trauma right now. Joe was purchased on October 6th of 2023. We put Joe, not me. We being the Nova Music Festival.
They
They don't like it when you call them they. They know who they is now. The Nova Music Festival put Joe into a cage. They put him in a cage. They pumped him with ecstasy, and he danced. He danced, and they jizzed upon him. Joe was one of the jizz dancers at the Nova Music Festival. Joe, what was it like?
It was interesting. A lot of LED. It was kind of like Burning Man on a budget.
Okay.
A very tight
What
budget.
was being jizzed on like?
Not well. Honestly, I like the Nazi jizz better. The Nazi jizz was
Well, that was inside you.
yeah.
The Israelis jizzed upon you. They don't even view you as whatever. Joe was placed into a gimp suit and made to dance at the Nova Music Festival. And for 11 hours, he danced. He danced his little heart out until he asked to go to the bathroom. Joe entered a porta potty right as the shots rung out on October 7th of 2023. He entered the porta potty and a man cried out, "Occupy! This is occupied territory. This is my porta potty now. God gave me this porta potty 3,000 years ago. He promised it to me right now. I can do anything I want in this porta potty. Aren't you the little jizz boy? Aren't you the little jizz boy?" And meanwhile, outside, people were running and fleeing for their lives because Hajis with machine guns coming in on helicopter, or what did they have? They had
Paragliders.
they had paragliders, but they had them like
Mounted. They had
they had
guns on them.
Not only guns on them, but they had like cars that attached to them, like
Oh, like a parasailing thing?
yeah, it was, and these gliders came in and you saw all these people that are rolling on ecstasy, just mocking the people next to them in an open air internment camp, and they opened fire. Some may justify it, some may, a lot of people say free Palestine, a lot of people side with Hamas. That's certainly not the side we take here on Not Gonna Make It.
Who do we side with?
With neither.
Oh, okay.
Neither. I mean, who do you side with? Who do you side with? The ones who bought you as a sex slave and jizzed on you, called you a jizz boy? Or the ones who held you hostage? That's right. Joe was a Hamas hostage.
I am one of them.
Joe survived the gunshots by using an Israeli taking... I don't know if you saw this. They shot the porta potties.
Yeah.
They just indiscriminately fired rounds into... Imagine dying taking a shit and it's not from like a drug overdose or being old. It's from gunfire. That's
like
cool.
A hot porta potty. God, that is gonna be
In
the
a
worst.
porta potty in the desert.
Yeah.
Just shit baking in there. What do they eat? Hummus?
Oh yeah, just the stuff that produces the gnarliest shits.
Gross. Gross. Grody, dude. And you fucking held up a fat Israeli as a meat shield while it dripped upon the shit that he had just freshly taken in that hot desert box until Hamas came and took him and they held him. And they stayed at the Four Seasons. It was nice.
It was nice.
They treated him pretty well. I mean, he was also sexually abused by Muslims because of his boyish figure. They put beads around his waist. They view women for marriage and purity. The boys they can have fun with. And Joe is boyish enough.
Goyish.
Okay. If you were, yeah, okay. So Joe sat there at Four Seasons Gaza for a long time.
Four Seasons Gaza.
These people don't know
That's
any
crazy
better.
because like just the word Gaza sounds like it could be a cool hotel.
Dude, like
Staying at the Gaza this weekend, bro.
yeah. Dude, 4 nights at the Gaza? That boy's selling it out.
Yeah. I sold out the Gaza twice. Holy dude, chains at the Gaza this weekend, dude.
Yeah,
Two
after
shows.
Riyadh, I mean, that's what's going to happen. They're setting the ground for like international travel to the Middle East. They want it to be like Iran in the 70s, but
Yeah.
not Iran. They've boxed out Iran. Yeah, I mean, so you sat there being sexually abused. Golly, you were just raped by everyone.
Most people. Most parties I encountered.
And, you know, for me, I lacked funding at the time. I was unable to negotiate with Hamas directly for a great period of time, and Trump was dragging his feet. I mean, what was he doing to save those hostages? I mean, most of them I didn't care about either. I was really bargaining just for Joe. The Bidens left him out to dry. They've got bigger problems now.
Yeah.
And you know who it all came down to? Trax NYC. I won a giveaway on Trax NYC. I pawned the chain and I joined SEAL Team 6. We came over there and right before the coordinated inside job that took down Four Seasons Gaza. You thought it was Israeli rocket fire? No, it was Israeli, nanothermite. Rocket fire can't melt steel beams, retard. We stormed Four Seasons Gaza and just shot the front desk lady right in the mouth. Just right in her. I mean, I was aiming at the nose. I was low. And, took her out immediately. We stormed up the stairs. We noticed them setting the charges. We were like, we gotta go. We gotta hurry. You know, this is the only mission out of here, you know? And it's me and SEAL Team 6, and we just Call of Duty style fucking kicking down doors, assassinating Hamas, Israeli hostages. We killed a bunch of them too. We blew through everything, and we got up to the top floor, the presidential suite where they had Joe, where he was chained to the bed and fucking whipped.
Had a jacuzzi.
Yeah, but
It's a nice hotel. The Four Seasons Gaza.
they never let you in.
No, they didn't.
You just got to watch other Muslim men fucking bathe
I watched them make acid to then go throw on women's faces.
in the jacuzzi. And if we would have let him stay there for another day, they would have deemed him a woman, and they would have thrown acid upon poor Joe. But thankfully, we parasailed off the building right as the charges detonated and landed on a jet ski. We jet skied across the whole ocean. And we made it back here safe. Now Joe is safe. If you can call being sexually violated by everyone safe. Don't forget to pillage. That's, I guess, the message of the episode. There's a little too much raping going on in the world. I'd like to read less headlines involving rape. Please. Just blow those countries up.
Which country?
The ones that rape. Good night.
Don't forget to pillage.
It's a good one.